to my detention. When I arrive at the room for detention, it seems that the professor hasn't even bothered to turn up. Donald is here, scowling down at a notebook in front of him. He doesn't pay any attention to my entrance. There's a thick blue library book on the table with folklore and mythology compilation on the cover in silver lettering. Next to it, a piece of paper headlined with my name in Professor Gravenier's handwriting. According to this note, I'm supposed to read a list of selected fairy tales and identify the most common failing of the human heroes. I flip through the book quickly. Ethne, the Bride, Beauty and the Beast, the Sea Nymph, East of the Sun and West of the Moon, the Gifts of the Mountain Spirits. Are all these stories true, or just the ones he's picked out, or none? I've heard some of these since I was a little girl, but they never mentioned Jigao or dances like the one we had. I'd better get to work. By the end of the afternoon, I finished taking notes on the fairies in these stories. They're all completely different. One will give you gold if you're polite, and give you a hunchback if you're not, but another will only give treasures to people who insult him. One hero defeated an army of elves just by digging a hole in a hill and sprinkling it with salt. But in a different story, a king lost his whole country and was cursed for 100 years for looking at a fairy woman naked. I have no idea what I'm supposed to learn from this, except maybe that dealing with fairies is a bad idea. It was boring work, but it's over now. Did I? Achievement unlocked, naughty. I'm a naughty, naughty girl. Please don't take that as a sound clip. I should have thought that one through. Next week. Yes, next week. Next week is a good idea. Red. We'll do double red. And then a little green. And then maybe we'll study. No, maybe we'll sleep on Thursday. And then I guess do a little bit of black magic? Okay. Gained 1 red magic, 1 stress, 3 red magic, 3 stress, 2 green magic, 2 stress, and we learned a new spell. Sicken that costs 10 mana, distorts the target's life energy causing weakness and pain. Sleeping reduces stress. And 1 black magic, and a new spell, Open. Costs 10 mana, unlocks and opens doors or other objects that are designed to open and close. Woohoo! On Saturday morning, the mail and allowances are delivered. Ellen, there's a letter for you. Oh, it's for my family. Ellen carefully works her finger under the sealed envelope flap, opening it with a minimum of tearing, then unfolds the letter and begins to read. How the fuck do people manage that? I just essentially rip into the letter, and half the time I end up ripping the actual letter. I don't know what it is with me and envelopes. What? She drops back onto her bed with a thud and stares at the paper in her hands. What is it? It's nothing. Just a change of plans. Apparently I'm not going home for Thanksgiving. What? Because it's a long way for such a short break, so it's better for me to stay here. Is that what you want? That doesn't matter. Really, it doesn't. It's not my decision. I can't go home on my own. They don't want me there. Well, we want you here, don't we, Penelope? Yeah. Fun. We should all do something together today. Alright. Okay. You don't have to do that. I'm fine, really. You're fine about not going home, but you hate your parents or something. Virginia! I don't hate them. They don't want me. Mama's probably glad to be rid of me. What about your dad? He's not around. I lived with my mama and Justin, my stepfather. Your father left you? That's... not exactly. Mama was... she left him with us because... Jenny's my half-sister, Justin's her dad. My father was... angry? I don't remember a lot of what happened. Then we moved and eventually he stopped writing. Mama says I look like him. I'm sure they want to have you home. It's 800 miles. You're going home for Christmas, right? As far as I know. Is it okay for people to stay here over the holidays? Yeah, there's always someone staying. Some people don't want to have to go back to being non-magical. Hey, if you want, you could come to our house for the break. Really? Sure, we're used to having people stay over. I mean, I have to ask, but I'm sure it'll be alright. Unless you don't want to because of, you know, my brother. Oh, I'd rather be here than here alone. I'd rather be there than here alone. Okay, I'll write Mum and Dad. Now let's go do something. Let's go outside. I want some fresh air. Okay. We go for a walk and eventually a run, which occasionally turns into a chase. I'm still the fastest. We have a good time, but tire ourselves out a bit. Okay. We've learned quite a few spells now. Next week. So we need to work on our red and our white. Flyers up in the halls have informed us that there will be a special assembly for all freshmen this Thursday. No class activities can be scheduled for that day. What should I do this week? You're making it hard for me to try to learn everything, game. Yeah, we'll go with this. We'll do a little bit extra in blue, because I like blue magic. Success contain... They gained 3... Oh, whatever. We learned a new spell. A sharp blow to the target causes focus damage. Please, make yourself comfortable, little Signets. We have a serious issue to talk about today. Many of you have learned something about this subject from your parents. Others will know less or nothing at all. Wait, is this going to be sex education? The world you see around you is only the tiniest fraction of all that exists. There are infinite realms which exist outside of our own space and time. Guess not. The nearest such realm is that which we call the Otherworld. You may also have heard it called Elfheim, or the Dreaming, or the High Hunting Grounds. There are countless other worlds, but the Otherworld is particularly the realm of this world's shadow. Like a shadow, it is always connected. With enough white magic, an adult witch or wizard can travel the Spiral Gate from anywhere in this world. However, you students must not enter the Otherworld under any circumstances. Can any of you tell me why that is? One hand eagerly shoots up. Yes, Minnie? She stands up. Because the Chimaeras feed on the souls of human children, especially magical children, and they are drawn to any unwanted human who enters their realm. It takes them approximately... Thank you, dear. That'll do. Minnie closes her mouth and sits down. The Otherworld is a wonderful place. Magic flows more freely there, and many witches and wizards choose to live there full time. But we are not native to it, and we are immune to its dangers. It's like every drink I'm taking, I'm still really, really thirsty. I think I'm a little bit dehydrated lately. Do not attempt to pass the gate. Not even with an adult to guard you. Not even with a powerful spell or artifact to protect you. Not even with a friend who has been there before and told you it's safe. Some of your classmates have other than human heritage, but what is safe for them is not safe for you. Most importantly, if a spirit invites you to the other world, do not accept, no matter what you are promised. I'm not saying this to frighten you, or to challenge you to find a way around my rules. If you disobey, I will not need to punish you, because you will be gone. Now let's get back to brighter subjects. We can talk more about the other world later, and I'll bring in some lovely paintings to show you. One white magic, and we learned Spirit Echoes. Can reveal impressions left on a target by strong emotions in the past. 5 mana. Gain 3 blue. On Thursday morning, all the freshmen are gathered together in the gym. Good morning, my bright young things. Today is a special occasion for all of you. You're going to get to practice what you've learned and try out some spells on each other, without the pressure of a test or grades. This is an important lesson because in future exams you may come up against other spellcasters. You need to know how to use magic in combat and how to avoid magic being used on you. Will everyone please team up in twos? So we've teamed up with Donald. There's some jostling and shuffling around. Ellen and Virginia pair off. And I end up standing by Virginia's brother Donald. Please pay attention before we begin. I want you to take turns casting spells at each other and blocking them. This is not a battle and you're not trying to defeat each other. Think of it like a game of catch. One of you is the pitcher and one of you is the catcher. You can only pitch when it's your turn. So, defenders must only defend and not attack. Also, please don't interfere with any other pairs. That includes casting spells that tend to be messy. No fireballs or ice storms. Please, target only your partner. I'm so easily distracted. I'll be on hand to deal with any injuries and accidents. If you hurt yourself, please call for help. I'll be right there. But have fun. Fun? I turn to face my partner. Ladies first. I'm not sure what to cast. I've never done this before. You can do a push spell, right? Sure, that's easy. Alright, then are you ready? 3, 2, 1. I start to cast a spell, but suddenly a wave of cold sweeps over my body and I can't move. The spell fizzles on. Cast. What? Ha! I wasn't sure that would work. It'll wear off in a minute. As I said, I unfreeze shortly, but my fingertips are still tingling and sore. Alright, it's my turn now. Are you ready? I suppose. Uno, dos, tres. There's a little jolt and I feel a sting like a tiny electric shock as Donald stumbles backwards. Ow! Hey, you're not supposed to attack now. I thought it might throw off your aim. Heh, I guess it might for a moment after. We work together for a while, trading spells back and forth. Then Donald holds up his hands and leans in close to whisper something. I've got a great idea. When I say go, you drop to the floor and cover your eyes. I'm going to cast something over your head. Okay. Go! On cue, I duck and cover. There's a whooshing noise and a burst of heat overhead, followed by screams. Donald, what are you doing? Oh, you're in trouble. Well, your flaming dragon was very impressive. Oh, I missed the fire dragon. I did specifically tell you to avoid large spells. If poor Penelope hadn't managed to get out of the way, you would have hurt her badly. Like he cares. This is very disappointing. You've always been so careful in your creativity. Why would you take such a risk? Professor Potsdam, I wasn't actually in danger. He told me to get down and made sure I was out of the way before he cast it. You knew what he was going to do? Yes. I knew he was going to do something, and saying this should get him out of trouble, right? Well, I suppose that changes things slightly. Detention for both of you, then. What? It's only fair for both conspirators to suffer equally. And you did know that you shouldn't cast such large spells, but no demerits since there was no real dragon. Perhaps the two of you can use the time to come up with some more interesting way of showcasing your skills for the class. Yes, ma'am. No problem. Try to be good now. Jacob, put Mr. Arias down. Sure, he's off to deal with someone else. Luckily, there are no major accidents for the rest of the session.